Hello and welcome to this bourbon whiskey taste challenge. It's a cool, bright, sunny, dry morning. And I have two Kentucky bourbon whiskeys. This is Daviess County straight bourbon whiskey, and it's sour mash, straight sour mash bourbon whiskey. They say heritage from 1874, but the, the trademark was first used in commerce in 1936. In fact, I even got it down to the date. April 22nd, 1936, they first used this trademark for Daviess County. Now, did they make this specific Daviess County bourbon? I don't know. It's a blend of rye and wheated mash bills. So it's a wheated bourbon. They use a high rye and a high wheat mash bill. See, it says a unique combination of two bourbon mash bills. It didn't say two different whiskeys, but it's two mash bills. They put them together and make a single product. But there's the turquoise or aquamarine blue with gold and black trim. This is produced in Kentucky for Lux Row Distillers. Now, it does not say it's produced by Lux Row Distillers. It says produced for them. Now, this may be a bottle that's 2 years old, so that could have changed. Thank you, David. He gave me this bottle one time for a Christmas present. As you can see, it was a few Christmases ago. It's around $40. I think it runs $38.99. Lux Row Distillers. At least it's got a real cork. It's not rubber or a twist cap. It's a real cork. Foil plastic and foil cap cover, crown cover, whatever you call that. Wooden cap or crown, wooden cap. Damn. As you can see, real cork. .96 proof. 48% alcohol. Is it possible I could confuse this with what I'm about to show you? I seriously doubt it. Anything's possible, but I would say the likelihood is basically non-existent. Here is WD Liquors bourbon whiskey, genuine Kentucky bourbon whiskey. Does not claim to be straight bourbon for whatever bizarre reason, because it's aged at least 3 years in new charred oak barrels. It's distilled. Okay, we get it. Kentucky bourbon whiskey distilled in Kentucky. Right. Like Hawaiian pineapple grown in Hawaii. Makes sense. There's a horse and a jockey. And yeah, it's all about Kentucky gold label with black and red trim. There's a seal of quality guaranteed. It's not a real wax seal. It's just on the label. They'll refund your money if it's nasty. All right. It may have existed since 1955 because Winn-Dixie stores were founded in 1955 after a merger of Winn Grocery and Dixie Grocery, two different grocery chains. Merged Winn-Dixie and purchased by Aldi in 2024. So this is produced in Kentucky by Wide World Distillers, bottled in Frankfort, Kentucky for Winn-Dixie, owned by Aldi. So is this an Aldi brand? Well, technically it is. Does Aldi sell liquor in the United States today? Well, yes, they do. Now they do via their Winn-Dixie chain and their Harvey's chain in Florida and Georgia. Now, if you go to Florida and Georgia, they don't sell liquor in a grocery store. Louisiana, yes. Mississippi, no. Alabama, no. Florida, no. And Georgia, no. But what they'll do, like in Florida, they have Winn-Dixie stores. They'll have beer and wine in the grocery store. But detached from it in the same parking lot is WD Liquors, where you got to leave the store and go in there, and it's a separate liquor store. Now you say, well, that's a ridiculous law, because you're saying grocery stores can't sell liquor, but grocery stores can sell liquor if they simply build a separate building and put the liquor in there and sell it, and they get the same money from the customers. Yes. So these are government regulations that make no sort of sense. Now, Louisiana being a little bit more developed state, future, with the eye on the future, a more progressive state, if you want to use the term in the right non-communist sense. Like in my view, progressive meaning more freedom for the people and less stupidity. Louisiana allows liquor sales in every convenience store, gas station, and grocery store. If you're looking at the term progressive in like a Michael Moore sense, it's less freedom for you, more power to the government, power without limit, resting solely upon the use of force. But that's not how this channel views it. Now, so the cut and dry is that Aldi does sell liquor in the United States today, but only through their Winn-Dixie and Harvey outlets, depending on how it's constructed as per state regulation. Okay. Why is this not called straight bourbon? I do not know. It's aged at least 3 years. It's obviously new charred oak barrels. Can't be otherwise. You've got to call Winn-Dixie and ask them. They probably wouldn't know the answer. They probably just put that on the label in 1955 or 1965, because I remember this stuff back when I was a little kid in 75, 85, 95, 2005, 2015. Okay, I remember Winn-Dixie, WD Liquors my whole life. Do I remember anybody talking about it or examining it or evaluating it? Absolutely not. I watched people drink it at birthday parties, graduation parties, watching football get-togethers, family reunions, that kind of stuff. Nothing And why did my family buy it? Because it was cheap. This one is a little lighter, and this one's a little darker. And this is the Daviess County, which I figured. Hear sirens, it's always a bad sign around here. Okay, hello Herbie in India. Now, price point, I'll show you the website, $15.99. Now Daviess, I'm not sure. We could look on Total Wine and More and check this month's price. Daviess County Bourbon, there's the photo of the same. A premier Kentucky bourbon, I'll go along. Perfect blend, perfect. Now, remember, perfect. They're saying product is perfect. Means it has no flaws, which would mean automatically it's a 100 out of 100. That's doubtful, but that's how all companies advertise their products. Sweet and spicy, thanks to its unique combination of wheated and rye mills. But then they say you may want, they're showing a Glencairn glass, a Boulevardier, a Bourbon Sazerac, or a Ginger Mule. Well, there you go. Cocktail idea. Now let's see what, and there's many other whiskeys that these people make now. Those not, or at least have made for them. I think they have their distillery up and running now, so a lot of it is being made by them, including this one maybe now. Let's look at Total Wine and More, see what they're selling it for. They usually have the lowest price in my area, although I'm not going to drive 30 miles to save $1. Daviess County. Not available here. But, you know, that can change week to week. Cabernet Sauvignon finish, $43.99, $69. Okay, here's the one we're looking at. Kentucky Straight Bourbon, $35.99. Okay, a little cheaper than I thought. I thought it was $38.99. Okay, fair enough. $99. I think my friend David said he found it for $15. Oh, retraction. I remember now that, but he has given me gifts. So, oh, they got it in Baton Rouge. So that means come back here. $35.99. I remember now. Where's my mind? Mathern's, a local grocery store in this town. Mathern's had about 3 or 4 bottles. My friend David bought a bottle, and I bought a bottle. Or did I give him? I think I gave him the bottle as a gift. That's right. It was a gift, but I gave the gift. But that was years ago. $35.99, but Mathern's had it for $14.99. $14.99. Now, at the time, I didn't know if that was a good deal, but it looked like, just by looking at the bottle and the real cork and everything, I thought, nah, there's no way this is cheap. So when time presented itself, when I had some time, I looked up the price, and I think I found it for $38.99, not $35. But regardless, I said $14.99. Amazing. I said, if I go over there tomorrow, because I don't think I made a special trip. I said, but if I go over there tomorrow and they still got a bottle, I'm buying it. And my friend David was so happy when I gave him the bottle. $14.99. I said, what a deal. And of course, it is a great deal. So this is one of those super deals. Now here's Winn-Dixie bourbon, or as they call it, WD bourbon. Handle bottle, big jug bottle, plastic. No, it says quality like plastic, right? $15.99 till November 3rd. And what do they say about it? Nothing. They say you can only buy it in the store. No description. Oh, yeah, here's a description. Hard for purpose, for purchase. Okay, well, that's kind of like, isn't that the normal thing? They check your ID for a liquor purchase. Well, in Louisiana, they're kind of lax. Usually they don't check, but some stores do. But typically they just ring it up. Are you wearing any costumes for Halloween? No, but I'm going to go to Mass on Thursday, October 31st, to church, Mass at the Vigil Mass, because the next day is All Saints Day. But I'd rather go at 5 o'clock on Thursday than have to go at 7 o'clock in the evening on Friday. I'll be more likely to be falling asleep. And I'll be attentive at 5, I hope. I will be, but St. Peter Church has Mass at 5, Vigil for Holy Day of Obligation. It's a holy day of obligation. The church honors all the saints throughout history, known and unknown. Because, of course, there's many saints who are unknown. Okay. Let's get to it. Smells very oaky. Come on, camera. Cooperate, man. Well, the weather is just ideal. It's one of those, I used to say 40 days a year. Maybe we get 50 days a year like this. I guess it's 50 days a year where it's dry, sunny, breezy, not humid. Smells very rich and oaky. Can that be the Winn-Dixie? I seriously doubt that. Is this a fair taste challenge? It's fair because they're both bourbons, but in reality, it's not fair because there's no way Winn-Dixie would ever have a chance against Daviess County 96 proof. But still, you do your schedule. He said, well, you still got to let Vanderbilt play Alabama, even though Vanderbilt football has no chance against Alabama. And they've never beaten a number 1 team in their whole history going back to the 1800s. You still play the game because, you just do it. All right. There's a little char here, meaning like a very little. Is there sweet corn? Yeah, a whole lot of it. It smells like candy corn. In India, Halloween is celebrated as Bahut Chaturdashi. Bahut Chaturdashi. Really? Daryl Macias says, good morning, Ronald. Good morning to you, Daryl. All right. Taste time. Cheers. I mean, this is inescapably Daviess County. It's impossible. This cannot be Winn-Dixie. WD Liquors, sorry. Same thing. WD stands for Winn-Dixie. Why? It's too high proof. You can tell it just by tasting it. The body, the force, the power of it. It's too rich of a flavor. There's too much charred oak. And it's clearly something that's running $35 to $40 a bottle. It just is. Let's go over here. It's obvious. Now, I'll give it credit. There's an initial good, strong hit of charred oak. It's not a powerful, necessarily super powerful hit, but it's a strong hit of charred oak. So you can tell it's aged in new charred oak barrels for 3 years. Very similar to ancient age. Is it the same thing as ancient age? Well, they got indignant on the phone when I asked them if some of their liquors. I asked Buffalo Trace, is some of your bourbons the same stuff, just with different labels? Absolutely not. They seemed offended that I asked a question. And the lady said on the phone, all of our bourbons use a different recipe, not mash bill, because some share the same mash bill, a different recipe. I said, I appreciate your answer. I just was wondering. But then I started thinking about it when I got off the phone. She didn't say all the bourbons we make. She said all of our bourbons, which could be taken in the sense of all the bourbons that are brands that the company actually owns, the trademark to, like Ancient Age, McAfee's Benchmark, Old Number 8, Eagle Rare, Old Charter, 10 High, stuff like that. She said all of our bourbons use a different recipe. And like William Kepley told me the other day, he said, you ever notice that's not what they say that gives you information, it's what they don't say. She didn't say, comma, including all the bourbons we make for other companies under their trademark, such as the plethora of private label brands that we handle. I said, So Buffalo Trace would say, this is not our bourbon. This is WD Liquors. This is not our bourbon. We said our bourbon. Now you might ask them on the phone, do you produce this product? If you're met with no answer, silence, or an answer such as, I'm not at liberty to discuss that issue, then you have your answer. Of course, I know the answer. And if you ask them a very pointed question like, do any of your private label issues share the same recipe as your own brands, and you're met with silence or a refusal to directly answer the question, if they said something like, we don't discuss private label, then you know the answer. See, so simple as that. Because to me, this is me talking. I don't speak for other people. To me, this tastes suspiciously identical to Ancient Age. And I'm not saying that as a negative thing, because I actually like Ancient Age and I think it's a good product. Just saying it tastes like Ancient Age. But Ancient Age is sour mash. This makes no claim to sour mash. So I could be way off track. I don't think I'm too off track. I might be a little bit off track. All right. That word, Bahut Shat Tardashi, means departed souls revisit on that day. Okay. So that's All Souls Day. That would be November 2nd. Halloween is All Hallows Eve. It's the eve of All Saints Day. All Saints Day is All Hallows Day, All Hallowed Souls Day, All Saints Day. And then November 2nd is All Souls Day. That's honoring anyone who died, all the faithful departed, all the faithfully departed, all the people who died in a state of grace, in other words, in God's friendship. But who may still be working out their, you know what I'm saying, be in purgatory. Craft Beer Tastic calls lying by omission. Well, yeah, sort of like that. But how many people call them week by week and ask them that question? Probably nobody. How many people call them in a year and ask that question? Probably virtually no one. People like me, you know, you say, you're eccentric. You ask weird questions. That's true. All right, taste again. I'm like Colonel Kurtz in Apocalypse Now, and I'll be the first one to admit it. I mean, if you could have heard the man just 2 days ago, if you could have heard the man. I got to call my neighbor and see if she got the newspaper from Sunday. I wanted to cut out a nice photo of the Tulane victory, but I forgot. My paper's gone. Good morning, Jay. Too bad about the Saints last night, says Jason. Well, I mean, was it unexpected? The newspaper said that was the Saints' worst performance of the year. Yeah, but Kansas City makes every team look like they had their worst performance of the year. Not to take up, you know, but ever since that center got hurt, that offensive lineman, the center got hurt, what was it, week 3? They've been struggling. They can't stop anybody. It just, some people, well, of course, we all overlook the offensive line. Like, nobody cares about that. But it matters. So, sweet corn, honeysuckle nectar, a little almond extract, but it doesn't contain that, of course. Cornbread, yeah. I don't know if my friend David would ever agree to do a review. When he sees a plastic bottle, he's like, he's going to hate it even if he never tried it. You know what I mean? He's going to hate it before he tries it. But if I could somehow trick him into trying it. To me, he would like it if he didn't know what it was. You know, like if he didn't know it was WD brand bourbon whiskey, he might like it. But if he knows what it is, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if he could be open-minded, you know. This one he loved. Well, you know, it's glass bottle, comes from a credible company. It's not a store brand, you know. Do you think folks will get any weather from the latest hurricane in the Gulf? You folks. Oh, no, not from beyond a slight breeze and a little humidity creeping in. I don't believe. Nope. I don't think so. November 1st is Diwali, the festival of lights to ward off evil spirits. I heard of that. Okay. This is the Daviess, and it's better. Let's see, $16 for this huge bottle. Plastic, but anyway, huge bottle, $15.99, a penny less than 16. $35.99 for this regular size bottle. So we're talking about a major price difference. A major price difference. Is the Daviess County worth the major price difference? Yeah, I guess it is, but like I said, I only paid $14.99 for it. Don't blame me. I ran across a deal. I probably wouldn't have a bottle today if I hadn't found it. I saw it for $14.99. I knew that was an abnormally low price, so I bought it. I'm just being honest. I probably never would have bought it. I probably wouldn't have paid $36.99 for it. But I keep finding all these deals, like at least every 5-6 months, and I go for it, you know. It's a real winner. It's an A all the way, A all the way, A all the way, A all the way. Got it right. All So that brings me to 2 wins, 0 losses. 2 wins, 0 losses. Not a shock with considering what I was taste challenging. Now, when I bring in the Jesse James, that could be close because it's only 80 proof, like the Winn-Dixie. It's only aged 2 years, whereas this one is aged 3. So that's going to make a difference. So that one could be a very competitive challenge. I think that could be one that I get wrong. I hope I don't, but I could. And if I did, I wouldn't be stunned. Be aggravated, but I wouldn't be stunned. Is there anything good to say about WD brand? Which, if you come to Louisiana, believe me, you can find it with no effort. Is there anything good to say about it? Well, there's actually quite a lot good to say about it. Get the charred oak, the corn, sweet corn, the honeysuckle nectar, little rye spice. So I'm thinking it's a rye whiskey. You know what I mean? A high rye bourbon, not a rye whiskey, obviously. Medium body, dry finish. It's very good. It's a most excellent bourbon. Now, you might say, oh, you're mad. You're going mad. Man's going crazy. Nobody could buy a $15.99 handle bottle of bourbon and it even be approachably a C-. Well, sorry to break your heart, but you can find them, and they'll be in the A range, or at worst A-. This, you could make the argument it's an A-, like it's marginally excellent. Okay, fine. I won't really fight you on that, but it's plenty good. Are all the WD liquors good? No. I've got some bottles that I regret buying. I mean, I'm glad I bought them because I've tried them, otherwise I couldn't try. But I mean, they're just, you just put your hands on your face, like, what is this? What were they thinking? Are these people crazy? A Scotch whiskey that tastes like a caramel candy. A Canadian whiskey that tastes like sugar water and vanilla. I mean, some of their stuff is off the wall. It is off the wall. But then the tequila was good. The tequila was good. I had to admit the tequila was good. Remarkable? No. Exceptional? Not in any way. A seek out product? Are you mad? But for a serviceable, making a little cheap cocktail at your house tequila, it was pretty good. I'll admit that. The rum was nice. Gotta say again, the rum was very nice. Comes from the Caribbean. So it's a hit or miss thing with this lineup. But I've hit 3 good ones and I only hit bad twice. The Canadian whiskey was questionable. The brandy was highly questionable. It tastes like they soaked it in vanilla for a year. And the Scotch was off the chain, mind-bogglingly not right. Mind-bogglingly bizarre. Mind-bogglingly bizarre. Do you think, hey, Jason Cleveland, we live. Hey, JV. Cheers, Daryl. They're all talking to each other. Daryl says, have a great day, everyone. Off to do yard work with my son. Y'all take care. Cheers to WD whiskeys for making a pretty nice bourbon. I challenge anybody to buy this and bring it into blind taste test. You might be very well shocked. JV's Hangouts, the arch enemy of, I don't want to say Jeremy. All right, Jeremy, because you live in Arkansas and the JVs and him, they don't get it. Jeremy Vincent and JV's Hangouts, I never seen, they are after each other like some kind of showdown, All right, and cheers to Daviess County for making a really fantastic, this is close to an A+. Not an A+, but it's close to an A+, definitely an A. All the way pleasant product. So y'all take care now. See y'all, I guess Saturday. Although tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern p.m., we're planning to do Fandango Friday. Any liquor or liqueur. And I have a very well-known liquor, but this is a flavored one. This is the flavored. I said lemon flavor. Is it lemon? Oh, Oh no, it's a tropical pineapple flavor. Pineapple flavor. And they did a great job with it. Oh, you're just going to be fast. I was fascinated by it. When I tried it and I looked at it, I was just amazed by all the pineapple chunks that were floating in this vodka. It was just obvious chunks of pineapple. So they didn't cheat. They didn't just get some like cheap pineapple flavoring. No, no, they went all the way with it. Oh man. Woo. All right. See y'all then. Bye bye.